What is going on, my friends? Another week, another season of our favorite Krypt. And today, as usual, I'm going to be telling you what I would buy from the Krypt, what is the best thing to buy, and what is actually the best thing to avoid buying. As usual, we will be starting from the characters. When it comes to the gold characters, right off the bat, I would advise you all to skip buying them. They're simply not worth. Kung Lao, Boraicho, and Cyrex, they're all, let's say that way, they're all supportive golds, but unless you are on a grinding spree and you're like grinding hours every day in the Krypt, then you should definitely avoid getting them. When it comes to the diamonds, Circle of Shadow Lucane, I think you should avoid getting him. He's becoming a really good diamond with the fusion, so if you don't have him at all, unlocking him wouldn't really do a lot, apart from, for instance, giving you some extra bonuses in Krypt on survival mode, but when it comes to towers and stuff, he won't be exceptionally great at low fusion. The same thing applies to Leatherface. I would advise you to avoid getting Leatherface. 10,000 hearts is way too much for him. And when it comes to MK11 Fusion, now if you don't have this card, I would advise you to consider getting him. Why I'm saying consider? Because there are certain items in the equipment section that should have priority. And if you already have them, or if you already grinded them and still you're in a mood for extra 14,000 hearts worth of grind, then I would advise you to go ahead and buy Fujin. But only if you have already purchased the equipment. Now, we're going to start with the rare, which is one of the very best rares in the game. Look at this, 10% chance to apply death mark when you use a tagging, but this is not really the bread and butter of the item. The second attribute is, look at this, 20% team resistance to all debuffs. This is absolutely busted. I'm buying it right on the bat on my beginner account because I believe this item at Fusion 0 adds tremendous value. Still, even if you have it at Fusion 2, Fusion 3, I would advise you to grind and get another copy. Every single percent matters, and to be honest with you, the thing that you unlock at Fusion 10, it is a guaranteed death mark on tag in, is also pretty good. And I would advise every single one of you to go ahead and buy the Missile Gap. 30% critical hit chance boost is always something worth getting, and just to advise you that on maximum fusion this thing gives 70% critical hit chance boost. So it's absolutely busted. On top of everything, you get the damage boost for the Cold War Tower, or the Cold Tower, whatever way you want to call it. The general rule is, guys, if you see a tower weapon, you usually go ahead and buy it, especially if you don't have a single fusion of it, especially if you don't have this piece unlocked. So, if I have to summarize the episode, I would advise every single one of you to buy the equipment. It doesn't matter whether you already have the equipment on any fusion, it's going to be worth buying it because it is absolutely busted. Especially the accessory, especially the Shintai Of Malice. If you can grind just 3,000, 4,000 hearts, then go ahead and just buy the Shintai Of Malice. It is absolutely busted. You should avoid the Dragon Fangs, it's not really great. You should go ahead and buy also the Missile Gap, and only if you're in the mood for grind and after you have purchased the equipment, then you should go ahead and buy Fujin, MK11 Fujin. Especially if you don't have him at all. He's one of the guys that is going to help you a lot in tower fights against bosses when the regular team soak strategy doesn't really work that way for whatever reason. Alright guys, so this is going to be all for you today. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and have an amazing rest of your day. Take care, guys.
Perfect.